We'll talk about Leeds in a second, but Manchester United, there have been so much doom and gloom this season, so many negative stories. Playing like that, in the top four, the bench cost £250 million. Mata, wow. Matic, Pogba, Greenwood, Cavani. Actually, as we get towards Christmas and a busy time, Europe, OK, that didn't go well. But in terms of domestically and a Premier League, I'm not saying a title challenge, I'm saying a top four challenge. Actually, if you support Manchester United, you should have the same smile as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Absolutely.
Should you not?
Yeah, definitely. And by the way, if I was on the bench, it'd be 251.
Yeah.
251 million, by the way, just for the record.
By the way, he weren't a believer until you just said that, and now he's like, he's got his
like that. Listen, I just think the way they approach the game, I just think Leeds got Leedsed. You know?
Yes.
The way they set up, Ollie got everything correct. The energy was good. What's going to happen now is Man United fans are going to go, hold it a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play like that, and we've got a bench like that.
Do we need some of that bench?
Yeah.
You know, that's the questions they'll be asking. I just think Man United showed that they have the quality. They have the energy.
Yes.
Yeah. The manager got it right at the weekend. Yes, it was Leeds, and it was very hyped up because it was a local derby. But Man United, they're not going away. They're not going to go away, you know.
And if they get everything right, they can beat anybody. Anybody?
Yeah, yes, they can. Yeah, they can.
I
think so.
And I think Ollie's talk after the game, his post-match press conference would have been inside the dressing room, not so much to the media, to the players. You've just set the bar. That's the bar that you've just set. So you can do it. If you work like you did against Leeds, and you play like you did against Leeds, and you show all those qualities. De Gea was making saves, centre-backs looked pretty comfortable. Leeds were still great in their own right, but United were just far too good. And as I said, that bar's been set now, so performances can't dip from that bar.
No, that's the minimum.
In the next couple of weeks, do not let that performance against Leeds dip any lower in the next coming weeks. Otherwise, if it does, they'll drop points.
Don't prove it's a one-off. This young man scored, the first time anyone scored 2 goals in the first 3 minutes of a Premier League game.
Good player. Incredible player. I've liked Scott McTominay. Even when things were going bad for Man United, I always thought he was the one that was trying his hardest. He was, aggressive in tackles. He's proved now that he can score goals. For Scotland, he plays as a centre-half, so he's versatile, and that's where you want him. He's not a number 4 when you say, can you be disciplined and.
Well, this is brilliant. Look, the feet, the touch, the finish. Interesting. Solskjaer said he used to be a striker as a kid.
Yeah.
You could tell with the way he's taken that goal, can't you?
No, he finished well, didn't he? He's comfortable. He seems to want the ball all the time, and at the weekend he seemed to want to take the responsibility and the ball and take charge of the game. And the seniors in and around him thought, well, okay, fair enough. Even Bruno's going, there you go, have the ball.
I bet when you look at all Man United's midfield players over the last probably year, maybe a year and a half, I think he probably comes out on top. Not just because of his goals, because of what he was doing when others were injured, and what he was doing while players were either suspended, injured, lack of form, lack of confidence. He was still always trying to put a shift in, trying to play well.
He played in midfield. It sounds really stupid, but he played in midfield, didn't he? He wasn't a 10 or an 8 or a 6.
No.
He just went from box to box and kept things moving. He was very much an old-fashioned performance.
Yeah, exactly. He did the jobs, and we've had this conversation before. If you said the 2 examples of the preeminent teams of the 90s, if you said to Vieira or Petit or Keane or Scholes, which one are you? They go, we're midfielders. We do both.
We
do the lot.
We do the lot.
And
Now suddenly we're obsessed with labels of you're a defensive midfielder, you're an attacking.
No, it's terrible.
We do both.
It's terrible.
You go, I stay.
Midfield players should always be able to do everything.
Yes.
You might get the odd one, and you might get one in, 20 teams in the Premier League. You might get 3 or 4 that are traditional holder midfield players.
Makaleli, that's where it all steps out.
Exactly.
It does.
People like Ndidi.
Chris.
People like Kante.
Sorry, Don. Chris, a fixture like this, does it make a referee nervous going into a fixture like this at Old Trafford or even at Elland Road?
I refereed this one in the Cup 10 years ago now on a Sunday at 12 o'clock, and I don't think I realised the intensity of it till I actually got to the ground and went, hang on a minute. It was like a throwback to 1970. All that was missing was Don, because it was made
What year
for you.
was that?
You were playing in the 70s, 2010.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
When Rolex were in fashion.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. So, you're on a yellow.
He was waiting for that.
He wore one battered he's playing me.
I just deflected.
No, but
I did a game at Ellen Road once when Leeds were, semi-finalists of the Champions League. Sensational atmosphere.
Brilliant.
Absolutely. So, listen, a million times we've said we wish there were fans, but it is a great fixture. Want to show the fourth United goal? I mean, they've got 4 in the first half, so the game is over. We want to show it as much from a Leeds point of view. They've now conceded 14 goals from set pieces and 30 goals overall. Both are the most. You don't want that tag. In other words, half their goals are from set pieces.
And it's too easy. It's too easy. Martial completely unmarked. He goes past the near post.
Look how many white shirts in.
Bamford should be in front of him. Bamford's the front screen.
Yeah, but Phillips.
Yeah.
He switches off.
But look where
23,
Bamford.
number 23 as well. Look.
But Bamford starts it. Yeah. Because he doesn't check his shoulders. He's not what we call side on, Dion.
Correct.
When you're marking, when the corners.
That's it.
Dion's putting that corner in there. The last place I want to be, the last position I want to be in there. If Dion's putting a corner in and I'm defending, I do not want to be here if I'm Bamford, right? And I'm looking at the ball and I can't see runners.
Correct.
You got to be side on.
Yeah.
I can see the flight of the ball. I can see a red shirt coming over my shoulder. He's in the team in that position for a reason. He's the front screen. So you are meant to be in front of everyone. If it's flat, you head it away. There's loads
But also,
of
as
work.
you said, Phillips was ball watching, wasn't he?
Phillips,
and he only ball watches for a
right.
split second. It's too late because Lindelof's peeled off him and he's gone.
You've said it, we've said it many times. If you can see the number, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, that is high.
And they had the best defence last season in the Championship. So I don't think anybody for a second is worried about them staying up, are they?
No,
not at all.
Terrific to watch.
I like the way Bielsa there said at the end with his interpreter, we're not going to abandon our philosophy. And rightly so. Now, what you've got to remember is everyone's judging Bielsa and judging these Leeds players on being in the Premier League now. But it's still a very much Championship squad.
Yeah.
Give Bielsa 2 years of Premier League money. You watch this team get better and better. The starting 11 for Leeds, £63 million. Starting 11 for Man U, 400 million. So you've got to be given a little bit
Plus
of time.
250. Well, there you go.
251.
251 on the bench. So you imagine Leeds with a couple of hundred million to spend. With Bielsa in charge.
Well, I think it's great for the league. Obviously, for Leeds fans, great for the league because they're terrific to watch. Bielsa's
definitely.
a character, and they're going to be safe. That's
Definitely.
no problem.
100%.
That's no problem at all. Let's have a look at a penalty. I mean, the game had gone, but just from your point of view, the referee's point of view, interesting that Anthony Taylor. Oh, look, he's in the inside left channel, so he's in the right place.
I do like a referee that gets in the inside left channel there, and as you can see, and there was a momentary sort of stoppage in the play, and I think he's just looking at him, making sure that have I got this one right, and it was quite surreal because Martial lies on the ball and nothing else happens. But
Took his time, didn't he?
he did, yeah. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I think you can see the clear contact.
Sometimes when you're taking your time, are you actually rerunning the film in your own head?
Absolutely, and that is the beauty of it. Referees, the best referees take their time, and the best players make time as well. And he just lies on the ball, and you think, did that really happen? But yeah, it did. And
If I was at East, I'd have booted that ball.
well, somebody did, Dion.
Van Persie didn't know someone
with a bit more menace.
Here we go, and there you go.
Oh.
Get in there. It's a freebie, isn't it? It's a little free one.
You're already on a yellow.
Oh no, I can't do anymore.
What do Manchester United do now, in all seriousness? That bench I talked about, Pogba was on it. What do you do with a problem called Pogba? What, in January, if you can?
I think you sell. I think while he's in good form, while his value is quite high, if you can get a buyer that would pay whatever his fee might be, £75 million.
Don't think you're going to get that in this market, are you?
Whatever it might be, depending on what it is. If it's high, then sell. If you're not going to get good
45
value,
million?
If you're not going to get good value, don't, because he's not going to get in the side ahead of Bruno Fernandes where he wants to play.
No.
Now, he played a bit deeper last week, and credit to Paul Pogba. I thought he was magnificent. One of his best games. But if he can't get in your 11, and the agent's constantly making noises that he's definitely leaving, he's 100% leaving according to Raiola, then Ollie's got a decision to make in Jan.
So we're saying now there's better midfield players than Pogba at Manchester United right now. He's better than Pogba at the moment.
Definitely.
So McTominay's better. Fred's better. This is what we're saying.
Yes, yeah, exactly. If you're going to sell him, you have to have better alternatives.
It's bizarre, isn't it? Because
they're not.
Because they're not.
Correct.
But when they're playing, with form, and they're not an aggravation to the manager.
So that's what we're saying. We're not selling the player, are we?
No, we're selling everything that comes with it.
We're selling an issue.
You're selling the baggage.
We're selling the issue. We're getting rid of the issue, and we're playing with no issues.
So you can say to Ollie, you can say, right, let's just say it's £60 million, but you're not going to have any hassle from Paul Pogba, or more importantly, his agent.
Yeah.
His agent's a nightmare. Yeah, if he was my agent, he'd be sacked as soon as he come out and said what he said. But there's a reason why he's saying what he's saying, because Paul Pogba's not dismissing it. And they're having conversations. It's not just the agent saying things and Paul's going, got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
No, these are bright people, so they know exactly what they're doing.
There was a rest up for Daniel James, who got a card for simulation, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wasn't happy with that. What's your view on that?
No, he wasn't. I mean, Anthony Taylor's one of our top referees, and he gets a split second to make a call. Is it a penalty? Is it a dive? I think if he'd have done nothing,
Yes.
I think if he'd have done absolutely nothing there and just let the play continue, there wouldn't have been too many complaints. Yeah, there's a bit of an out, but
That's a classic nothing, isn't it? That's a classic nothing.
I mean, he's got a caution because he feels as though he's deceived him. I think if the referee does nothing and plays on, then there wouldn't be too many complaints.
There seems to be more contact there than there was with the Martial penalty. There's more contact for me, top and bottom. So if you watch his arms in his face, and then he puts his leg across as well. If you watch carefully, arm in face, leg across there as well. So there's more contact there than the Martial one for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
Physical contact, I'm talking, Chris, pushing and pulling and stuff.
Did you give a pen there? Or did you just say, play on, no dive, no card?
I just think it's play on. I mean, we talk about contact every week. We'll talk about the number of incidents this afternoon about it. But I just think in that situation, if you play on, not too many people would have been disappointed with that.
No, I would agree with you. Listen, let's just finish up. It's really exciting for the league that Manchester United are, whatever you want to call, showing signs of a renaissance, playing well, being more exciting, whatever it is. I mean, they are a behemoth of the game.
Yeah. Now, if I knew what that meant,
Same.
if I knew what that meant, I'd go, yes, absolutely.
And you got your phone?
Yes.
Don't
Somebody Google behemoth, please. Thank you very much.
Sorry, does that mean inconsistent?
That means they're a giant.
Right.
They're a giant game.
I thought it was a holiday resort.
Inconsistent
So
giant.
it's great, isn't it, that they're showing the sign of life.
I love it. You know, listen, it's not about football. It's not just about football, this show.
Hey,
English with Mark Pugach.
every day's a school day in here.
But no, what you're saying is they are showing what we know they have.
Yes.
And they're on the way back. And they're in the title race. They have to be.
We got it out of the right.
They have to be. Anybody up there, they have to be in the title race. Leicester have to be in there as well. Yeah. Southampton at present, they're superb. They have to be in there as well.
It was good while it lasted for Jose's men. It lasted a week.
Terrific. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we will bring you Tottenham against Leicester and take you to Gunnar